Hi everyone, it's me, C Lefty Run, with my week 16 2024 Berlin Marathon training recap. So for week 16, I ran 55 miles. I didn't even realize I ran 55 miles because I had like a pretty interesting running week and I broke things up here, there, and everywhere, and it ended up tallying up to 55 miles. So some things I want to talk about before we get started is I'm feeling good, feeling the best I have felt this whole cycle. Like the puzzle is starting to come together. I'm very grateful for it. So as you know, like I wanted to quit this cycle like 100 times, but I couldn't because I'm like, it's Berlin. It's not Long Beach Marathon. It's Berlin. I'm going. You don't, that's a once in a lifetime thing. So I hung in there and you hung in there with me. So thank you very much. In fact, I am up to 100 subscribers. And that is pretty awesome because I remember when I only had like 16 and none. And so it's pretty cool to have 100 now. So if you are a subscriber, thank you very much. My intention is not to make money on this at all. It's just fun to do. And so it's nice to know that people are watching and interested in what I have to say, which is interesting in of itself. Um, so thank you for tuning in. Feeling good. My Achilles, I've been going to physical therapy at Cal State Long Beach. I really like the guy I've been seeing. He's been very helpful. Pretty much calf raises was the solution, has been the solution to my problem. I still have a little bit of pain. It's much, much better to where in the morning when I wake up, I'm no longer like, it doesn't hurt to step on my heel anymore. And I know that sounds like plantar fasciitis, but it's not. It's like something with my Achilles. So he pretty much has told me, like, you got to do calf raises to exhaustion multiple times a day. So I've been taking a 15-pound weight and I'm literally doing a ton of them every day. I was doing those before, but I would do like a set of 25 and be done with it, like for the day. And he was like, no, 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 you've got to do it as many times as possible to like strengthen that tendon. So that's been very helpful. Also, when I saw him on Friday, he let me try one of those Alter-G treadmills, which is like you put on a spacesuit and you can reduce your weight. It's what runners use when they're injured, but they can still get their training in. And so I put my weight at 75% and I was able to run at like 9.5. And it felt so easy. Like I was still conversational. I broke a little sweat, but it was fun. If you ever get a chance to try one, try one. Something else I also bought was these recovery boots from Sharper Image from Costco. They're like those NordicTrek recovery boots, but my friend got them from Costco and she was like, they're amazing. I feel so much better after putting them on. So for 200 bucks, I bought them because I was like, that's cheaper than most shoes. So why not? I haven't tried them yet. They come on Wednesday. Something else I want to share with you is I'm trying a new fuel. It's called Enervit. This has 40 grams of carbs, you guys. And so I belong to the Luke Humphrey Run Club. I pay about $250 a year. But with that, I get as many plans as I want to use with Final Surge. If I have a coaching question, he answers it, or somebody on his team will. I also get $80 off of the feed once a year. So it comes in, you get $20 every quarter. So I think it's quite the deal. And I do like my Luke Humphrey Run Club because I always get advice from other people too, and it's very helpful. I met a good friend from the Luke Humphrey Run Club who we meet up races now when we can. And he uses a gel flask. And another gentleman recommended a gel flask to me when I asked for tips on Berlin. So this holds like 3 gels in it. And it's great because, and I was always hesitant to try it because I was like, how do you track how much you've ingested? So I know it holds 3 gels. So I just kind of I used it on Saturday for the first time. And I just kind of eyeballed like what a third was, what a half was, and then and I really liked it because it wasn't messy. I am notorious during marathons for losing gels or dropping gels and having to run back to pick it up. And oh my gosh, I took 2 caffeinated gels back to back instead of, yeah, it's just a mess. So I think this will help me stay organized and I'll put it in my waist belt, my fuel belt. So I tried it on Saturday, really liked it. I also really liked this gel and I'll go into, my husband really likes it too because he's training for that half Ironman. And it's quite liquidy. It's not as viscous as like I can't do goo. I think it's disgusting. I just hate the texture. I like the texture of Precision, and this is more liquidy than that. Precision isn't liquidy, it's more like a jello, but this is kind of liquidy. And is it like an SIS kind of? But I don't know, SIS doesn't sit well in my stomach, but I really liked this. So, and again, the 40 grams of carbs. Yeah, so those were some extra things I wanted to share. Also, we had a heat wave in Southern California. It was really hot last Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and it broke. The fever broke Tuesday evening. And so Wednesday, it was like I can feel fall fighting its way to Southern California. It's fighting because summer is still trying to hang on to. So, all right. So week 16, ran 44 miles. My resting heart rate, by the way, 44. That's lovely. I'm so happy with that. That also, but I haven't been looking at my Garmin data because it just gets in my head and it makes me feel bad. I don't need to wake up every morning to bad news from Garmin. So I haven't been looking at my sleep scores. I haven't been looking at my HRV. I'm not looking at my VO2 max. I'm ignoring all of it because it just gets in my head. So who needs it? I haven't been using those functionalities on my watch and I've been much happier. All right, Sunday around 7 miles with my friend Hiroko and Javier. My average heart rate was a 140 and our average pace was a 950. And again, it was hot. We still had the heat wave. Monday, I ran 6 with my friend Stephanie. Average pace was a 1013. My heart rate was a 133. When I run easy, I do pay attention to my heart rate. However, I don't let it dictate my run. So I'm stoked if it's like low, if it stays in like the 130s, like 136, 137, 135, you know. But I'm not going to slow down if my heart rate is not in a place where I want it to be. I do my easy runs based on feel. I'm just thrilled if the way I feel and my heart rate align. Tuesday was interesting. I did 2 track workouts. I did one at Cal State Long Beach in the morning and then another one at Lakewood High School in the evening. I was supposed to do 9 miles on Tuesday, 1.5 miles times 4. Like, so 1.5 mile repeats times 4. It was supposed to be a total of 9 miles, but it was just too dang hot. And I knew that I wasn't even going to attempt that workout. So I did the next best thing. I met my friends at Cal State Long Beach in the morning at 5 a.m. We did a 1.5 mile warm up. Then we did some 100s and 200s. And then we did a 1.5 mile cool down. The workout, the 100s and 200s, was about 1.5 miles. And I was in like the low 5s, high 5s. I had a couple that were like low 6s. My slowest one was the first one. My fastest one was the last one. And my average heart rate, my max heart rate, not my average, my max was 166 for that. So I got about 4.5 miles in the morning. Then I did runner's high track and I did a 3 mile warm up. You're like, why would you do 2 track workouts in one night? Well, I'm trying to get my 9 miles in for the day without dying in the heat. I got to make it fun. When it's hot, you got to make it fun. And they're totally different workouts. So I go to runner's high and it was 400s and 800s. And that is totally different from doing a 100 and a 200. It's like a completely different gear. And then, you've got your longer things. So I really enjoy tapping into the quicker stuff like early in the morning and then doing more speed workout in the evening with slightly longer because I'm not used to doing the 100s and 200s. And that is a zone I don't ever touch. So it's been fun going there and just trying something different. It's miserable. I hate every second. I hate track workouts, hate them, but that's why I have to do them with other people. So I ditched what I was supposed to do and did that instead. I ended up getting a total of 11 miles doing that. And so my paces for the 400s, I think my best was about the 400s and 800s. My best was like a 621 and my slowest was a 741 and 800. Again, my max heart rate was a 166. So anyway, it was a good workout. I did the best I could. Wednesday, I took a rest day. Thursday, here's another thing. My run club runs every Thursday night in Signal Hill. I haven't been doing it this season because I've been training for Berlin, which is very flat. So, and with my Achilles issue, and I had a hip issue last year, I just don't need to aggravate it if I don't have to. So I did 5 miles in the morning, and then my run club that evening was doing a scavenger hunt through Signal Hill, where you break up into teams. And the coach who coaches our track workouts, he does this very well organized, funny scavenger hunt. And so I was like, I have to do that. I usually can't do it every year because it conflicts with my back to school night. But it didn't this night. So I was like, I'm going. And so I found out from my friend that it's usually about 4 miles. And so I was like, okay. So I ran the 5 in the morning, and then I went and did the 4 miles scavenger hunt. And it was like stop go, because you're looking for clues. You got to stop, and then you're going uphill. And we had such a fun time. So I got 4 miles in with that. Average heart rate was 132, but it's quite hilly. I think I got about 600 feet of elevation gain in the 4 miles. So, and we were cracking up. It was a good time. So I got 9 miles doing both of those. Friday, I ran 6 at a 9:23 pace. My average heart rate was a 132. So that was really good. And again, cooler temps, not ideal, but cooler. And my body is responding very well to it. Saturday it gets fun because so on Friday I was supposed to run 8 and then 14 on Saturday, but I wanted to run 16 on Saturday. So I did 6 on Friday instead. So I did 6 on Friday and I ran 16. 10 of my miles on Saturday were at marathon pace. So started at 6:30, like 6:45-ish with my group. I run with a group of about 7 people. And I knew after mile 4, I was going to hit it and go into my 10 miles of marathon pace. So running the first 4, I wasn't feeling like at the top of my game. I was feeling a little bit slow. There's a pack of us, and then the pack breaks off, just like you would see in a professional marathon. And my friend Hiroko and Leanne are always in the front of the pack, and then the guys, and then sometimes I'm kind of like trailing a little bit behind the guys. So same scenario, it's the warm up. I'm like, gosh dang it, I'm already falling behind. My 10 miles at marathon pace are going to be not good. We run up the hill, mile 4, there's a hill. And then I always at mile 4 hit my watch to go into the marathon pace. So I hit it, and then I took off, and I was like well ahead, not well ahead of the pack. Like Leanne and Hiroko were hanging with me, but the guys kind of fell behind a little bit. And I was I was feeling really good. So it's funny, sometimes when I go easy, I don't feel good. And then when I go into like that 8:30 pace, it feels good. So it just felt good. And I don't know if it was because of this. I don't know if it was because of the cooler temperatures. I don't know if I'm just getting fitter, like I'm peaking. But it was good to feel good. Everyone was like, man, you were focused. I was like, I know, I had to get it done. Here's a fun thing though. One of the aid stations, my friend Leanne, her partner, um, he her boyfriend, I feel silly saying boyfriend, significant other. How about that? They're not married. They've been together for 10 years. I just feel like when you call someone, they live together, they've been together for 10 years, boyfriend sounds juvenile. Like he's more than her boyfriend. He's not her husband. Anyway, so her significant other, how about that? He edits for that TV show, The Voice, and he won an Emmy for his editing work. He brought the Emmy to our aid station on Saturday. So we all got to take a picture with the Emmy. So you're going to see my cover photo for this is me with his Emmy. So, and he and Leanne, they're the ones I'm going to Berlin with because Leanne's running too. Leanne, my guess for her, she's going to come in like sub 325, like easy. So yeah, but she's great and supportive. I'm looking forward to hanging with her and him and my husband in Berlin. So anyway, Saturday I did my 10 miles at marathon pace after taking pictures with the Emmy. And my average pace for the 10 miles was 8:28. And I was supposed to be like 8:50s. So I crushed it. My heart rate was 144. So that is everything I wanted to share. And I will come back after Berlin. I don't have anything really exciting next week. I'm starting my taper. What do I have next week? Like I have 2 kind of, my biggest workout. I don't know. It's big, but I have 1 mile repeats on Tuesday, 6 of them. And then I've got 12 miles, which I'm moving to Friday instead of Saturday because I'm flying to Vegas on Friday to meet with my aunts and my cousins, and we're gonna go see a comedy show. And I almost didn't go because it's right before Berlin, and I was like, girl, you only live once. My aunts are getting older. I don't want to pass up on this fun trip. So I'm going because you only live once, YOLO. And I'm just trying to like really experience and enjoy things. So I won't do a video next week, but I will return with, of course, my Berlin race recap and the whole trip, like I always do. So anyway, thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. I hope this has been helpful for you. I was like I said, I almost quit a few times because I wasn't having a great cycle and I wasn't like out there crushing it. Like most people who do these videos are like, my workout was great. In fact, I was faster than the pace. And I ran 20 miles with my eyes closed. And that has never been me. And that was not me this cycle, like trying to keep it real, right? I'm a working mother trying to get it done. So, and I'm like middle age, I'm 46. Anywho, but thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to telling you all about my Berlin experience upon return. Have a great week. If you have a race coming up, good luck. I'm cheering for you. Yeah, maybe I'll meet you in Berlin. If you see me, say hi. I've had that happen at races before. People are like, I watch your channel. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, anyway, nice chatting with you. I'll see you on the other side.